And welcome back to another Transformers Bumblebee review. In today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Transformers Bumblebee Energon Igniter Decepticon Barricade from the new and upcoming Bumblebee movie. As always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. As you can see here, we've got a really cool image of Bumblebee, Transformers Bumblebee, a picture of the figure in its vehicle mode, Barricade, got the Transformers text, Energon Igniter. The side of the packaging has another image of Bumblebee, authentic Transformer. The back of the packaging showcases the figure in the robot mode, the vehicle mode, shows you the Energon Igniter gimmick and how to equip it. Also has the instructions on the back, as these are fairly simplified Transformers. And the other side of the packaging has a really cool CGI render of Barricade from what I imagine is from the new Bumblebee movie. As you can see, some of the colouring here doesn't quite match that of the 2007/Dark of the Moon CG render. So perhaps this is hinting in the direction that Barricade will in fact make an appearance in the movie. As you can see, Energon Igniter, and that this is part of the Nitro series. Now, I believe that there is approximately about 3 waves of these Energon Igniter figures. These are the bigger, more detailed and more intricate wave of figures. They're roughly about Voyager class scale. I will get into some size comparisons in just a bit. Now we'll start off with Barricade in his robot mode, as that is how he comes packaged. Starting off with the details, as you can see, he has a very detailed head sculpt, especially for a more simplified gimmick-inspired toy. As you can see, you've got the red picked-out pupils in the background over the top of a plastic moulded segment. You've got some silver in the face highlighting the teeth. Just a really, really detailed head sculpt, almost as detailed as the Masterpiece version. Here he's got some shoulder rockets on either side of his arms. The chest has been picked out and some silver detailing. Turning to the arms, there's not much paint on the forearms nor the hands or the upper bicep area. It is just all moulded and detailing. And the side, you've got the painted rims and some of the vehicle mode carryover. Same for the other arm. Turning to this torso section here, it's very bland. Not much in terms of paint application. However, it is detailed. Unfortunately, there is this massive hollow gap in the middle. However, I do believe that is for the transformation, which I'll show you in just a sec. Now, turning to the legs, personally, I think that the legs are quite horrific. They're very clunky, and they don't have much definition to them at all. And I really don't understand why they've gone for the kind of white and blue motif when the Legends class figure, or the Legions class figure, has gone for the more black, traditional look for Barricade. Now, turning to articulation on the figure has got a ball-jointed head, so the head can look left and right, and can kind of tilt up and down, just like that. The arms can rotate 360 degrees, as well as hinge out to the sides. There is no articulation here, no swivel at the elbow. There's only a bend at the elbow, which goes about 90 degrees. There is wrist articulation, however that is to accommodate for the transformation. The legs, unfortunately, cannot kick forwards nor backwards. Not entirely sure why, however they can kick all the way out to the sides and do the splits. And he does have knee articulation due to transformation. So overall, in terms of articulation, he is very, very limited. Now, whilst in robot mode, I haven't actually found a way to incorporate this kind of Energon spark device to make him do anything in the robot mode. I think that this is specifically just for the vehicle mode, but as you can see on this, it's got some really nice detailing all the way throughout, and it has got some silver paint applications to bring out some of the larger details on the sculpt, so that's really cool. Now, for a quick size comparison, here is the Energon Igniter Barricade next to the Studio Series Voyager class Brawl. As you can see, Barricade is more or less Voyager class scale and could well be a very good substitute as a Voyager class Barricade, depending on whether or not Barricade does actually appear in the Bumblebee movie. I do think that there is definitely enough detail on the figure to warrant it being positioned next to some of the mainline figures. I'm just not necessarily a massive fan of the clunky looking legs. Turning to Barricade's transformation, as I said, it is extremely simplistic. In order to start, you just want to pull his head all the way backwards like that. That will then allow you to lift this section forwards. Once you've done that, you then take the head and push it downwards like that. Coming to the arms, you want to line them up on either side like this and rotate the hands so that the palm is facing the outside. You then want to push these sections all the way up and just line them up with everything, giving it a squeeze. Repeat the same process on the other side, just like that. Turning to the legs, you're going to want to come to the feet sections and fold them inwards until they clip into place. Tab them together just like that, and then fold them in upon themselves, and they will line up with the rest of the vehicle mode. And then the final step is to just take these sections here and collapse them in simultaneously to form Barricade's alt mode. Now, I think that this alt mode is pretty detailed for a gimmick toy. As you can see, there is a lot of pen applications in it. You've got the painted rims, which is really nice. Got some details on the tyres themselves. You've got the headlights picked out in a silver paint, Decepticon insignia. Also got the police siren picked out in a blue and red paint apps. Turning it to the back, the tail lights are not painted, however they have been sculpted, so that's quite nice indeed. I do like that the wheels are on pins, they're not plugs, so it does show that some thought and effort has actually gone into this figure. So overall it's a pretty nice looking vehicle mode, however I just think that the colour choices are quite unfortunate. I would have preferred it if he was more of a black and silver as opposed to this blue and white. Now, incorporating the Energon Igniter gimmick, essentially what you need to do is pop open this section here, pull the shoulder mounted cannons that we saw in the robot mode, and just take this and plug it in. Now, it's quite difficult. As you can see in there, there is a groove that you essentially want this to slide into. So coming to the top, you need to just take it, wedge it in, just like that. As you can see, it will line up just like that. And that is the Energon Igniter cube inside the vehicle mode. Now, how this works is you push on this lever and the vehicle will take off. It's not a pull back and go. It is just a push on this and it will take it off. Now, as you can see, it doesn't go too far. I'm not entirely sure if I've pushed this all the way down. Give it a second chance. As you can see, it doesn't go too far on Barricade, but the gimmick definitely does work. And I can imagine that this will be an extremely fun toy for kids to play with and mess around, especially seeing as you don't have to do the whole pull back and go feature. You simply just push on this button and the figure will take off. So to conclude this review, do I think that this figure is any good? I actually think that it's pretty decent for a gimmick toy. Now, these figures are the more pricier versions of the gimmick line. There are some smaller versions that are around $14.99. These are actually about £25, so they're just a little bit over a deluxe, but they are a Voyager class scale and they do come with the motorized gimmick, which I do believe is compatible with the smaller kind of one-step changer figures as well. The detail on it is pretty decent. The articulation for a gimmick toy isn't bad, but it's definitely not the best. I would have liked it if they could have added some hinges in the legs to make him kick forwards and backwards, and seeing as he does have knee articulation, you could have perhaps got this figure in quite a few poses. I do have the other Energon Igniter figures. I do have Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, so their reviews will come soon. I just wanted to get this figure out as I do think he's probably one of the more intriguing of the Transformers, as he is Barricade, and we haven't really seen much in terms of marketing for him being in the movie. I hope that you enjoyed this review. If you did, please let me know down in the comment section below, and until my next review, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.